here with head coach Drew McMinn, and coach, the minds of the players after last Friday seem to be very much in the right place. Going around and talking to a couple of them, you talked after that game about how the team feels it lost on things that are teachable, correctable, things that we can be better on going forward, and the players all seem to be in lockstep agreement with that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was things that, we reviewed on film that we certainly could have done a better job of from an execution standpoint, but, the guys know we have a lot of things going well right now on both sides of the ball, and we want to carry that momentum into this week.
One of those things, your special teams doing very well on both sides, really. The man-down defense is still playing at a very high success rate. Matt Schmidt now, as we tape this, is the national co-leader in man-up goals. And with the personnel you had, you knew that group had the potential to be great going into this year. But to have a player number one in Division I at this point, that's got to be a nice little added bonus, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both of those units we've benefited just from having compete against each other. So they're talented on both sides of the ball there, and our man-down defense really has to keep up with the pace of our ball movement going against our man-up offense, and vice versa. Our man-up offense really has to compete with how hard those guys are working on the defensive unit. So I think both units feel that when we get into game day and we're going against an outside competitor, that we're hopefully seeing a little bit less competition than what we see in practice each day.
And one player defensively playing particularly well again this year, Zach Bryant. Zach, when we come to the annual All Sports Banquet coming up on April 22nd, he'll be officially honored as the team MVP from 2017. What has Zach meant to the team the last couple years, 27, looking back on that season and what he's done this season?
Yeah, I mean, Zach has started the majority of games in his career dating back to his freshman year. So, I mean, he's been an impact player for a long time for us. And, quite honestly, we feel like he's one of the best in the country at what he does. And we're able to not only have him impact things on the defensive end of the field, but we bump him up to play wings on the faceoffs because he's so solid with the ground ball play. And then in addition to that, he pushes some offensive transition for us also. So overall, I mean, he's such an incremental part of our success, and he brings that in practice every day with his work ethic as well.
And he scored the very first goal of the 2018 season for you guys. So he's the answer to a trivia question on top of everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, he certainly pushes the ball onto the offensive end of the field, and as a Canadian box player in the summer, he scores a lot of points playing with a short stick. So that's not unfamiliar territory to him, and we love being able to use him at both ends of the field.
Absolutely. Now, an interesting stretch of schedule coming up for you guys. This Saturday, noon opening faceoff at Hobart, big conference game there. Then quick turnaround to Tuesday at Canisius up there in Buffalo. And by the way, fans, you can watch the Hobart game on NEC Front Row for free. You can watch the Canisius game on ESPN3 next Tuesday, which is nice exposure for the program. And then back here at Joe, another non-conference game coming up against Cleveland State. Just as a coach, as a team, what is the best way to prepare for these points in the schedule where you're shoehorning a lot of games into a short period of time?
Yeah, I mean, we try not to focus on that stuff too much. I mean, no matter what, we got to come out here and we got to play ball. So, I think the guys get excited about having more competition in a week. I mean, the 5 days, 6 days in a row of practices are probably the most challenging parts of the year. So, we just look at it as an exciting week with a couple extra competitors and wanting to get out there and do what we do.
And Saturday in particular going to be an exciting one at Hobart, I'm sure. Always a good team in the NEC. And the last time these teams met, they edged you guys for the conference title, which is still very much up for grabs this year. And again, they were looked at as one of the teams to get through this year. What do you make of the Statesmen, and what are going to be the keys to getting out of Geneva with a win?
Yeah, I mean, as always, we're going to focus on our effort first and foremost. We talked to the guys just in the last time out here against Bryant, just in areas that we could have seen better effort. Ground balls being a big part of that. So that's really a point of emphasis for us this week. And, additionally, we're going to make sure that we keep playing the way that we like to play, which is fast and getting up and down in between the lines. And certainly had a lot of transition with these guys last year, and we expect it to kind of repeat itself again this year.
And Robert Morris, again, looking to get back to its game, like you said, and get back in the win column this approaching Saturday. Hobart, again, is the NEC opponent. 12 noon face-off on NEC Front Row. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Matt.